Go into this room, please. Try and go into this room. Open the door. Try and open the door. Don't shoot me.
Tonight we come to this old Victorian workhouse, once mental hospital. I must say the activity we got here from last night's investigation on a 2-part episode is absolutely crazy. I'm going to run the clip.
This is it. Should be fun.
Okay.
So you're going.
Where are you going?
I'm going to go to the
I'm
side.
going down here, am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
See you in a bit.
Bye. Right, I'm literally on my own. I've never done this before, so you guys will have to bear with me. Yeah, so I'm sitting in this ward on my own. Carl's gone to the other side of the building. The only equipment I've got, obviously, is the camera, and I've got a REM pod, that's it. So I'm just going to sit here, do some calling out. See how it goes.
Let's go. So this place is an absolute maze. And this is the room that people claim there's weird stuff going on. We believe this is like some kind of end of life room, and people have been here before. Dark territory. Sean Owen and Sean Kenner, they got some really interesting stuff around in this building, and I think in this room as well. So, and when we was having a walk around before, it smelt like a hospital. It's so strange, but I can't smell it now. So I'm gonna go into this room.
I'm going to put a device on the floor. You can try and touch it for me, so I know that you're here.
Right, so guys, I'm gonna go lie in the bed, but I'm gonna turn the lights off. What am I doing?
Don't even know how I feel, it's really weird. The thing is that if they do try and communicate, that's when I shit my pants. Oh God. Come forward and try and communicate with me, please. I'm not here to harm you. I come with love and light. So I'm just giggling because I'm so f***ing scared.
Got some EMF going on, so I'm hoping we get something in it, but I'm going to switch this light off right now. I'm getting in the dark. I'm going to lie down. Yo. getting EMF in here. Saying 0.2 milligrams. Yeah, it's going up again. I don't know if you can see this or not. It's not doing anything though.
I don't know how I feel. Sorry, I'm a bit on edge now, actually. Can you bang on something for me like this? Ooh. Is that you out there?
Not gonna lie guys, this is pretty damn uncomfy. It's weird because it's saying at the moment it's 100.5 kilopascals of pressure. Never seen it that high before on the ghost arc device. There's something weird about lying in this bed in a dark room somewhere inside this hospital. Yo, I can hear footsteps.
I don't really feel anything as much. I feel, obviously I'm scared because I've never done that. I'm on my own. I've never done this, so that's the reason why I'm scared. But I don't actually feel anything. I don't feel like any like presence or anything like that. Is that how you explain it? Like I do feel like I'm on my own. I don't feel on edge. I did feel on edge earlier, but I think obviously because I am on my own and it's only been 13 minutes. So I think that's why I felt like I was on edge, but I actually feel like I am alone. I don't feel there's anything like even negative or anything in this bit.
So is anyone here with me now? Yo! What the Yo guys. I just heard like a weird sound. It was almost like some stuff, like grumbling, but different.
There was a bit earlier we went to, I think it's the bit actually where Carl's just gone to, and it was a strange atmosphere in there. Like as soon as I walked in there I just felt really sad. Like, yeah, it just felt really heavy. But here it's fine, like I feel okay.
So I've come here tonight to get an understanding and to communicate with you. I can't seem to get the words out, it's really weird. I feel like I don't want to talk. Obviously I do want to talk, but I don't. Like I don't know, it's weird. If you died in this building, he banged on something, or maybe moving something. Are you out in the corridor? If you're out in the corridor, can you come into this room? Wow. Whoa, I've gotten so cold. Like my whole body's just gone freezing. Holy shit. Whoa. Is that you? Jesus Christ, I'm shivering.
Okay, now I feel like it's changed. I've just got full on shivers. Is that you that's just come into the room right now? Try and bang on something for me, so I know that you're here.
What's that? Oh, something cracking. Yo, there was 2 taps then. Like, do. We had 5 guys, I'm not gonna lie. Super strange. My heart's starting to race now. Come into this room, please. Try and come into this room. Open the door. Try and open the door. Can you open the door for me? Come on. Try and use the energy and come through the door, or open the door or something. Don't shoot me.
The Festiniog Pole Law Union was formed on 8th of May 1837. Its operation was overseen by an elected Board of Guardians, 22 in number, representing 15 parishes in the area of Snowdonia. In 1831, the census showed that the population that fell within these parishes was taken to be 11,489. Around the same time, the poor rate expenditure was 7s4d per head. A few years later, in 1839, the Poor Law Commissioners authorised the construction of the Festiniog Union Workhouse. The total expenditure was 3,200 and the building was to accommodate 150 inmates. At some time towards the end of the 19th century, the Casual Vagrants Ward accommodation block was constructed. This building included 12 sleeping work cells, where inmates slept on wire metal beds without mattresses. 6 of these wards were work cells and the other 6 were for sleeping only. As a way to earn their stay, inmates worked within the work cells to break stones to a small enough size to fit through a metal grid fitted on the external wall. After 1930, the union was designated as a public assistance institution. The site closed around 2009 and has sat empty ever since. This place has seen its fair share of death and misery, and it's not unusual for paranormal activity to take place here. There is one story in particular where an apparent shadow figure is seen to aimlessly wander around the old wards, as well as a picture that the owners say mysteriously moves around the building on its own.
So we're currently in the prison block right now with Ben and Richard from the Chase Project. These are actually historians and they're going to tell us a little bit about the workhouse and about the prisoners basically. What kind of people would have been in this block right now?
I think basically, because this was for vagrants, the idea is that in Victorian times you didn't have any kind of welfare state, so if you were passing through and you needed a bed for the night and something to eat, you could come to a workhouse, they would give you a bed and something to eat, but in return you had to do some work. So here we got this stone filling system where you've got little sort of grills that they had to break stones up, and then when they fitted through the grills, they could put them through, and then they would basically turn into a pile of stones outside. So it's like, because it's quite a slatey area here, you've been breaking slate, so quite tough stone there. So you basically pay for your night's board and lodging with some back-breaking work. So and the whole idea with Victorian inmates is they don't want you to be here very long, so they make it as unpleasant as possible, so you try and move on as quickly as possible. And likewise, people who are the more permanent residents over in the old hospital building, they didn't want people kind of living off what was then the parish. Basically, each parish had a workhouse or group of parishes, and everyone in the parish had to pay what was called a poor rate, so you had to pay towards supporting the workhouse. So obviously the local community doesn't want to be paying out money for people who aren't, in their view, doing anything. So the idea is that you're here as long as you have to be here, but we're not going to make it a nice stay. And the idea is that finding work is a much better option, so it's certainly not like a holiday inn or anything like that.
No, so obviously the conditions in here would have been absolutely rock bottom.
Exactly. they basically, it's not much better than being in prison. The only difference is here, you can leave. It's just that sometimes you'd have nothing to leave to, so you could either spend the night here in these conditions, or you could wander out into a field, and a night like this where it's pretty chilly, you might all freeze to death and you'd be starving, and people weren't so sort of charitable towards helping those in need. There was a big Victorian idea that crime was actually a poverty, and the poverty of crime. So basically, it was your own fault that you were poor, and you just weren't trying hard enough to find work, or you weren't working hard enough. So they didn't understand that sometimes there just wasn't enough work for everyone. So it was a very sort of unsympathetic view. And that came through in the way they treated the people they were looking after. So they weren't treated very well at all.
I mean, you look at the rooms, they're wire supported, and you might be lucky if you have a blanket on top. You wouldn't have a mattress. You would sleep on a sprung wire bed with remains in here.
So Richard, you've actually got an interesting story from one of the prisoners in effect.
Yeah.
Who was housed in here.
There's fair few, but the one that caught our eye particularly was a guy called Richard Owen in March 1909, and his body title was Glassling. And in his 79th year, he passed away. His background is basically he's one of the most beautiful writers of Welsh prose and simple verse. Where's his stuff now? Do people read it? That's the sort of the aspect that we come from, that we get it down to a single person, and we want to just say, what's his story?
So we've obviously come into this main ward now. Recent times, as you can see, is remnants of an old hospital / mental hospital. But what I find interesting is what went on before all of this.
In this building, because the main workhouse, the original part, was built in 1837, 1838, and it's this main tall part which is the first part of the workhouse, and then they added the wings a little bit later on. So in the main workhouse, this is where what they would call the inmates or the in-residents live. So if you're actually living at the workhouse as a longer term resident than a passing vagrant, you would be in this section. So you'd have dormitories for men, dormitories for women, dormitories for children, and Justin, the guy from the Paranormal Truth, was saying that there was also a wing or a ward here for what they classed as imbeciles, which is basically people who had learning difficulties who weren't supported in Victorian times. Like people receive support now, so they basically shove them in a ward and let them get on with it.
One of the stories that we came across, February 1890, was entitled A Welsh Pauper's Courtship, Amusing Matrimonial Application. At the Festiniog Board of Guardians on Tuesday, John Jones, otherwise Jack Goch, solicited assistance under the following romantic circumstances. He was inmate at the workhouse here, but had made up his mind to marry. Entering the boardroom, he exclaimed, "Well, gentlemen, I'm very glad to be here. I have a little girl at Festiniog. She thinks of me, thinks the world of me and wants me. I want to go tomorrow and marry her." To which there is loud laughter. "She wants me to marry her. I know if you do not let me wed, surely she will go out of her senses." Renewed laughter. Mr. Jarrett, on behalf of the guardians, says, "Where will you live when you get married?" The applicant, "Oh, with a nice little cot bed for ourselves, just nice enough for us." And Mr. Jones, one of the other guardians, said, "You better bring her here to cook your dinner for you." And the applicant, Jack Gock, was shocked. "Oh no, she will never come to the workhouse. She will not like it here." And the clerk of the court said, Have you given notice you're going to marry the applicant? Marry her?" And the applicant says, "Oh yes, she has given me notice." Loud laughter. Is she going to get married to you? Would it be tomorrow? "Yes, I do. I think so. I have been working hard to break lots of stones in order to go." The master said that this was quite correct from here, but the board remained obdurate to his matrimonial pleadings and refused the application.
How's it going, guys? Well, tonight we bring you some crazy live investigation here from this amazing abandoned hospital location. It's got a creepy vibe to it, but obviously, you know, it is a hospital. We've got the beds in here and things like that, so yeah, it's quite interesting. So yeah, man.
So what we're going to do then? Should we crack out some of the devices, like set up a REM pod, or do you want to go around touring?
Yeah, travelling, touring. Yeah, we could set up some stuff. This is Steve's in the room with us, by the way. It's not just from Phantom.
How's it going, guys?
Ghost talking.
Now there is one section where there's a picture, sorry, that apparently keeps moving around all upstairs in the building.
Yeah.
It's like the old picture of like the carer with the two men, I think. So I think we should possibly do something up in there as well, because that's the owner said that.
Let's just crack on and let's see what's going on. I mean, the energy as such, I mean, from us is obviously, you know, it's buzzing, but the actual energy vibe in this place at the moment just seems very, very, I don't know, quite flat.
Yeah, it's quite relaxed, quite chilled.
Yeah.
But you know, that could change at any second, man. Any second.
Yeah, well, that's it, isn't it? So guys, if you're not familiar to this device I've got in my hand, so basically this is called the Ghost Arc. We've got spirit box, we've got EMF, we've got all sorts of stuff built into it. We've got pressure sensor. We've literally got, you know, all the needs right here. Last time we was here, I got a tiny little fluctuation on here. Nothing significant. There's a couple of weird stuff in the end of life. Well, what we believe to be the end of life care room. But yeah, nothing like mad amazing's happening just yet. But we're gonna put this down somewhere as well. Okay, so calling out to all the spirits that are maybe present in this building now, we'd like you to come forward and make yourself known to us by either touching one of us or even setting your device off. We've got one on the floor right now. If you can go towards that and let us know that you're here with us now. It's not going to harm you in any way. It just lets us know that you're here with us now. So I do want to point out as well, obviously, unfortunately this room is pretty much situated right at the front of the building. So we do have cars coming past, so if you do hear like a sound, then it is potentially cars coming past. So it's a little bit annoying because obviously this is like pretty much the main room of the hospital, innit? And obviously you've got all the original stuff in here. Have the beds and things like that. So.
And it's actually pretty cool because there's actually power still in this building.
Yeah, there is.
All the lights work, all the beds work, everything still works.
Even the side lamps work and stuff like that. Yeah.
Everything, which is quite weird because we go to like a lot of abandoned places and most of them it's just all gutted out, isn't it? Everything's been robbed.
Yeah.
There's no power, there's no nothing. So
that's it. Yeah.
When you come into this place, it's weird just to see that they've still got the beds.
Yeah.
And then when they start to work on you, then it's just a bit surreal.
Yeah. It's a bit weird. Let's move this over here. Just see what happens. Because it's quite interesting. Because last time we was here, we was running the SLS camera, and that was actually sat on one of the chairs here, and she said that she felt like she was being touched on the side.
So I immediately turned with the SLS camera, and you could see like obviously something popped up behind. Whether that was actual genuine, you know, paranormal activity, who knows? You know, but it was quite interesting and strange at the same time. So who knows, man?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put that there. You know what? The batteries seem to be dying off the equipment quite fast tonight. We've hardly used that camera, and the battery went dead, and I've just, you know, they've got the batteries in the infrared boost as well, but it seems to be dying out now as well.
Yeah.
We've not even used the bloody camera tonight, you know what I mean?
Well, if you're draining that energy, draining the power, could you put it to use, please? Could you come forward and do something? This is our second time coming here for all of us. And we're only here to contact with you, to make contact. We've got a lot of people watching from around the world who want to see you.
Well, you thought you were talking just before Steve started talking again?
Yeah,
It was like
in
a
the distance.
Yeah. So are you trying to say something to us?
Sorry, it's just the
Oh, I was just like, no.
it's just the tripod.
So if you're trying to say something to us, can you say it louder?
Should we try and do maybe a spirit box in this room then?
Yeah.
Considering we've got all the traffic kind of going past the window.
Yeah, let's do it. So I think last time I did something in here, I didn't actually get any kind of stuff on spirit box as well. So we'll just see. Right, I don't know, did that say traumatic?
Yeah.
Did it say traumatic? Traumatic. So did you die in here? And is that why it was traumatic?
Can you hear noises?
What was that? Yeah.
What?
Oh, this is going out of focus.
Why?
Wait, but what's that? It's dragging that.
I heard two like tap knocks come from that room, but it sounds like it was like a low rumble sound.
Yeah. Like as if
It's
something
went
been
out of
dragged.
focus like crazy then, but it's fine now.
Hello?
Oh, what's going on?
Hold on.
It's outside. Not sure.
Oh my god!
What was
hold
that?
On, hold on. That's from in there. Hello?
Come and walk into this room. Why is that? Does someone put a light on it? On the speaker window?
Do you want to take the camera and I could feed the wire possibly? Just to show that there's no one's actually in that room.
Right, so guys, we're actually walking over to the other room now. Just got to see, you've got to be careful with the wires and stuff.
It's a 100-metre wire.
That's me standing on the ramp pod.
Go on then, man.
Wait a minute, we still on?
Yeah, we're still on, I think.
Oh yeah, the screen went a bit weird there.
Yeah, it kind of goes up, but it'll come back on. Hold on.
Just one sec, guys. We're just trying to sort the wire out.
Yeah, go on, man.
Nice one.
So are you in this bottom end? You in here?
It's creepy in here.
I don't know, it's a little bit weird. Like, it 100% sounds like something's being dragged from down here, doesn't it?
Yeah. There's like noises that actually come from there again.
I mean, it pretty much is a dead end.
Are you down here then?
What was that? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
It was like a ooh. Hello?
Yeah, sorry about that. It was just reflected off the
Sorry.
actually.
Man, that was nuts. Are you down here?
Can you do that again for us? Whoa!
It's like
I've got a massive cold bruise on my face then.
Can you say something to us? We don't mean you any harm.
Don't need to worry, guys. We're going to come down now just so we can see what's going on.
yeah. Alright, man. It's cool.
I take it they can hear it then as
I
well.
hope they can.
Yeah, they must.
What
they must
we
be.
heard in that microphone's pretty sensitive.
Yeah. Right. So guys, Dale and Justin are actually going to come down from base room now because they're obviously watching the live feed, and you know they must have heard the same sounds we've been hearing.
Did you hear
What
any
was
of them
the-
noises? Did you hear them noises, you two?
Will we hear them? We can hear little things, but we can't quite work out what is it you've been hearing.
Right, buddy. I don't know. I just explained like
Like
they're
coming
going,
from inside that room?
From within this room?
No, within that room.
No.
it's weird because at first it sounded like you know something being dragged like a hospital bed rolling across the floor,
Yeah.
Right.
and then you know
That's when we had the spirit box on, then we turned it, then we could keep hearing like a rumbling kind of noise.
Right.
But then...
Like something literally like a bed or...
yeah, it sounded like a rumble of
It was
like
like a low rumble sound, and then we actually heard more noises starting to come from in there, and then there was like a voice, wasn't there? It was like a, ooh. I hope the camera would pick that up because it was pretty loud.
We heard you react to it, a couple of things, and then we heard you go and check down there, and that's why we thought we'd just come down and see what's going on.
Yeah.
But when the live
Just
stream
touch
finishes,
me.
we'll be able to
No,
replay
not-
it back.
nowhere near.
just in case.
Hopefully you can, because honestly, it sounded like things were coming from inside that room, and we were just all looking at each other like, oh, what?
I thought I was leaning, you were leaning on me then.
no one there.
That was weird.
Could you make that noise again, please? Now Dale and Justin are in the room. To show them, to prove to them. Because we all heard it. It was like as soon as we started the spirit box, it sounded like...
You could hear it over the spirit box.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Because it must have been pretty loud then to be
Yeah,
heard
'cause
over the
we-
spirit box.
Because we all looked at each other like, hold on.
Yeah, and that's when we came down here, and then we heard some more stuff going on.
Yeah. I don't think we even asked a question on the spirit box,
Yeah,
did we?
yeah,
It was
no.
that brief.
Yeah. Can you try and move something again if that was you? Try and roll the bed.
Could you make it louder, please? Justin heard that a second ago. Could you do it again?
Yo, did you hear that?
I heard that.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
What did it sound like to you?
Like a dragon.
No, so I heard like a. Ooh.
No, I heard like a dragon.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you hear them little thumps?
I may hear the thumps, yeah.
So if that is you, try and use the energy from all of us right now and the equipment, and bang on this floor. Try and bang as loud as you can, or even say something to us. It's weird because we had the spirit box on, and the first word that came through was saying traumatic,
Oh, that's what you...
and that's what it was saying about. So you know, did you die here? Did you have a traumatic death or whatever?
Do you know what it is about that corridor? I had this last time when I was here on my own. I was sitting there.
Yeah.
Did you hear that?
What was that?
Yeah.
That's coming down from the corridor.
That was down the corridor.
But I heard that.
That was like something had fell or
Yeah,
thrown
yeah.
I
or
heard that
something.
noise when I was on my own here last time. That noise. That's so weird.
So if you're down in that corridor, come and join us in this room. Can you try and touch one of us?
What's that?
Yeah. That's what we heard before.
That's something upstairs, surely.
Well, originally when we was down there, it sounded like it was coming from there.
down there.
Well, it sounded to me like it was coming from
Yeah.
up there.
Could you do it again? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, man.
Could you do that noise again, please? Louder.
Something moving upstairs.
Do you hear like something metallic go off in there?
Yeah, but it was like that rolling sound.
Did you hear something like upstairs though? It was like something was moving upstairs.
Yeah.
So I heard that, and then you said you heard the metallic sound in that corridor there.
There's nobody else outside or anything, is there?
No.
Because I know the owner said that round the corner here, there's some. I think he's rented the part of the building.
Nobody's been in and out of that building, so because we're
Whoa.
seeing traffic.
What?
Was that?
What did you hear?
Did you not hear that? That sounded like someone going, "Hey!"
Out of that building, so out of that building, so out of that building, so.
No, I didn't hear that.
This is it. This is what happens though. When you start talking amongst yourself,
Yeah.
that's when stuff happens.
So if that was your voice, can you do it again? Say it again. I just heard you.
Tell me you heard that
I
as
heard
well.
that voice.
Yeah, a voice in the
Yeah,
corridor.
Yeah, I heard that.
No.
Yeah, I heard it.
I swear to God.
It's like female.
I don't know. I just heard
Yeah,
something
I heard
talking in
it.
the corridor. There's definitely no. I'm going to check if there's somebody around because that can't be. Not gonna be
That's it. He's off.
We're all accounted for.
It is weird.
It's odd.
Strange, isn't it?
Thing is, you've got noises from two different directions, and you're trying to pinpoint it, and it's really difficult.
3 directions.
Well, yeah.
Above as well.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Put the camera back over there. Anything.
I've just searched the whole corridor and rooms. There's nobody down there.
So maybe it might be worth putting a REM pod down in that corridor.
Yeah.
See what happens. It's a bit weird though, isn't it? It's a little bit strange.
It's difficult to kind of pinpoint.
Just because it's coming from all directions. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Right, so guys, I'm actually going to put a REM pod down here right now. In fact, I'm going to just bang it on this chair, see if we can get some kind of activity or something. There you go. I'm going to put this EMF here as well so we can try and see it.
It must be.
Oh, what's that? Me being haunted.
Everybody in the chat was like, "That's Carly's haunted."
So if you're down in this corridor, if you're down this corridor like we just heard you a minute ago, can you come down this corridor and make yourself known to us by using our energy? Can you just try to set this device off? Go towards that if you can. It's not going to harm you.
No, did you just hear that? Did you just hear that? Did you hear it?
No. What did you hear?
I swear down, I thought I heard someone say my name then.
Really?
I swear down.
See if anybody in the chat heard it.
A female voice that was. I swear.
I heard a car go
Coming
past.
from what direction?
Right here.
Is that someone's stomach?
No, I just heard. I thought that was upstairs, but was it somebody's stomach?
It was
No,
not
it
upstairs.
wasn't.
It's not
I just heard something upstairs again. Like, Just don't always don't know.
It was like a different version from the first rumble we heard, wasn't it? It's like a. Guys, leave a comment right now if you can hear these sounds. Obviously, we're hearing like weird low rumble sounds. It sounds like as if there is someone upstairs. That's how I can describe it.
Yeah, I'm hearing it again.
Yeah.
It's while we're talking again.
So, Justin, there, what are your thoughts on the spirit box?
What?
What are your thoughts on the spirit box?
I think people in the chat have been dying for you to ask us that question.
Yeah, we love the spirit box, don't we, Dan? We always use it.
No, we don't. we don't use it just because it's just because we like to keep things a little bit more simple, a bit back to basics.
Yeah, bare bones.
It's just, you know, we just like to be different from other people. A lot of people use a spirit box, some people don't use it. We're just really one of them groups that don't use it.
Yeah.
For us, evidence has got to be clear, it's got to be definite. And the problem is with the spirit box, there's so much contamination from radio stations and all that kind of stuff. If something does come through, you can't guarantee that it is something from the spirit world, if that's what you want to call it. I suppose if you're asking questions and then you're getting intelligent responses, and that's slightly different. But we just tend to not use them just for that reason, really.
But it's the same reason why we don't use kind of K2 meters, we don't use REM pods even. You know, there's a lot of stuff out there and we don't use it. We just basically, you know, if we can record things on a voice recorder, on audio, that's fine, and if we can record it on camera, that's great. But that's what we're kind of trying to stick to, really.
It's good though, because obviously, you know, obviously Steve from the Ouija Brothers and Griff obviously worked with Paranormal Truth before, and this is our first time working with Paranormal Truth, and it's quite refreshing to obviously work with another team that don't use any sort of equipment. Obviously, have an open mind to it, but you know, like to keep it, you know, back to basics, bare bones stuff. It is interesting because if you think about it, you know, back in the day. When investigating, none of these tools are available. You know what I mean? So the main tool you use is your body, which I still agree to this day. You know, that is the best tool you can use is your body.
Well, that's the thing, Carl. I mean, people have been seeing ghosts for thousands of years, and they didn't have REM pods and K2 meters and spirit boxes and all that stuff.
No.
Yet they were able to see ghosts. So you know, we don't feel that we need it in order to.
It's the same as
do
like,
that.
I probably sound really stupid now. Same as like going in the dark. Like, why? Like maybe they can't see us because we can't see.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean for us it's about with the darkness. We do investigate in the light as well. Like each drive will have the lights on some of the investigations.
No, I was wondering why people do it.
I think because it adds the creepy vibe to the investigation, doesn't it? I think that's what most people do. But we tend to do it solely because it heightens your senses a little bit more. If there is a light anomaly, you're going to see it better.
Yeah.
Just little reasons like
plus
that.
At night with fewer people around, you can kind of try and identify where noises are coming from that little bit easier. You know, there's less people around, there'll be less traffic going down roads and things like that. It just makes that bit easier. And I know the critics will say, well, just turn lights on. Yeah, because it's easier to see.
And we do sometimes. We do have lights on.
We do as well.
Well, it's like, you know, we've done stuff with lights on before. We'll literally just capture the light and always go into a wall with the lights on. And it, you know, it's not dust. You can see it's clearly not dust, but it makes you wonder. You know what I mean? So you don't necessarily need to be in the dark to obviously investigate stuff like that. But I think it all boils down to your body's natural instincts as well at night time when you know it's heightened senses as well.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've been in locations where it's been the daytime and stuff's happened and it's been daylight, you know. It doesn't need to be nighttime, it doesn't need to be dark.
Yeah, precisely. Definitely. So
should we do a spirit box?
Yeah, let's do a little bit more spirit box.
Here we go, let's get the spirit box.
Oh man.
So whoever's here with us now, can you try to come forward and use the device in my hand to talk to us? Do you understand what we're doing here tonight?
How many people are standing in this room right now? How many people can you see? Can you give us a number, please?
Do you know what?
I just feel like someone's just back my arm then.
I felt like some small one like that.
Which like what?
You know, like they tapped me and I looked up thinking like, you know, is it water or some shit? But it was really lightly.
Nice.
Just keep it running a bit.
Yeah, keep running.
If you've got no energy, try and use the energy from us.
that, were you on about the knock?
Oh! Yeah, I heard that. Outside, out there.
Yeah, I wasn't moving at all.
There was a bang, and then it was like that.
Yeah.
So the bang was my foot.
Oh, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, but anything else after that wasn't me.
Ah, right. So
I
there's
definitely heard from something down the corridor.
definitely something down the corridor, isn't it?
Yeah, I heard you bang.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I just heard
It's like
you
a
say
clicking
you
sound from
heard
down
it.
the corridor.
So guys, as you can see, it's a bit of a mad mission because we've literally got cable everywhere, and it's a bit of a mission. Obviously, trying to work all this stuff. It's got cable absolutely everywhere. So we're going to actually go upstairs now towards. Well, I'm guessing that's where the banging and rolling sound was coming from. So, what does it say before?
Stairs this way, Bob.
Oh, is there?
The stairs are that way.
Yeah, yeah. Right.
That's what. That's
You
what-
go. You go first.
Where we do
Nice
the
one.
wire. Go this way.
That's a lot of wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've literally got wires everywhere. Right, so this is quite an interesting part because the owners have actually said there's a picture here.
There it is.
Yeah, this picture apparently keeps moving around, but obviously no one keeps touching it. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's this one.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? I mean,
Said that
could
they
it
found it on the windowsill, in other parts of the building, like in cupboards and stuff like that. It keeps moving around.
be-
So I wonder if it could be like maybe one of the people in the picture.
Interesting.
Could be. I mean, he's tacked down now, what, 5 pins, so you wouldn't think it'd be moving now, would you?
That's why they put so many pins in to see if he keeps on moving. But
Right, so guys, we're just gonna have a quick read through the chat. We've got you on here, so let's have a scan. So guys, have you seen anything we've missed? Also as well, if you've not already, please smash that like button as well. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Also check out Ouija Brothers and Paranormal Truth as well for making this happen tonight. It's much appreciated. We've heard some weird stuff, haven't we? So
Yeah,
it's been really interesting up to now. It's quite interesting. Obviously, we usually come to locations where are just absolutely hammered and battered.
Yeah.
But obviously, being at a location like this with so much history as well. I mean, this wasn't just a mental hospital. It was originally a workhouse as well. So you can imagine how many people actually suffered within these walls and the external grounds as well, because obviously it's got a prison block as well. So yeah, it's quite interesting, and it's kind of a privilege to be here as well.
It is the spirit of the old man that apparently moves the picture that's in the hall. Are you still here with us? Is it true that it is you that moves the picture?
Yo, REM pod.
What?
REM pod, REM pod. REM pod went off.
Hello?
If that was you, can you do it again, please?
Is that the old man who's in the picture?
Are you walking along these corridors? Were you coming towards the sound of our voice? Don't be scared. Can you come forward again? Thank you.
That's being maxed out.
No one's got walkie-talkies on.
No.
What? Carl, what's going on?
Don't know. Wow.
Cheers, man.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was going crazy.
Cheers, man.
Can you do that again? Thank you for that. Can you do that again for us?
I only just cottoned on to what you meant as in like I'm parted or some shit.
Was that you? Can you do it again?
We're going to have to get ourselves one of these little flashy lights.
Yeah, do it.
I don't know, man. Can you walk towards that device again and make it glow up again? That was really good.
Oh.
That is like, almost like an intelligent response, pretty much.
Thank you.
Okay, just for verification, can you do it once more for us?
Just one more time. Just go towards it if you can see us still standing in this room.
Whoa,
That was right there.
Whoa.
That was right on in the middle of us all just there. Did you hear that?
Yeah, it was like a click in the middle.
That was literally right there.
That's crazy.
It was like somebody had stood on these because it's like the cracking noise.
What's that?
Yeah, no, it's dead.
That was me. Sorry, I was just trying to replicate.
So I'm looking something.
There's nothing that we're carrying that's causing that, is there?
No, well, that's
Nobody's got a walkie-talkie on
I've
it.
got a walkie-talkie, but I'll turn it off. Just turn it off.
No, I wouldn't.
You got my walkie-talkie's off now. That's my foot.
So that's gone up like 4 times, hasn't it?
I'm just trying to get this focus.
Is it the old man?
Is that you?
What does that mean though? You asked if it was the old man, it went off. Does that mean yes?
Yeah, I don't know, innit? Right, yeah.
If-
I know what you mean though.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to adjust the.
It's going nuts.
Thank you.
Wow.
That's.
You don't get much more of an intelligent response than that, do you? Let's do it again. Right, just from a debunking perspective, what could be causing this now? Is there anything out there that could be causing that?
See, the only thing
Where is it?
the only thing that set it off is literally like walkie-talkies, isn't it?
Do you think?
There's no phone
Right,
signal.
your,
think
Justin,
we're
your
gonna
walkie-talkie's off, right?
My walkie-talkie's off, yeah.
Do you think it could be the signal through?
No, it's not. It's
No.
not because you'd be doing it all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll need to reset
We need to
it.
reset it now.
Is it reset? Go Nick.
No.
Yo, look at that. Just watch out the waist there.
Is that reset now?
Yeah, it was resetting it went off on its own again.
You. Can you stop playing with that?
Whoa.
What the f, man?
Are you doing this to get our attention? Turn it up.
Thing is, it's near that picture though as well, isn't it?
It's no vibrations for us because none of us are moving.
No.
Does it what? Is vibration sensitive?
Well, no, you know, if you go like bam, you know, it could probably set it off. But the thing is, none of us are moving.
Right, so
like,
It would have stopped.
yeah. So we can put that down to me just banging. But the other times we're standing tall.
why is it still going off?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
that's.
I know, that's what I mean.
If it was a bang, it just jolts, flashes like that's it. So can you not do that then? Can you stop doing that?
What?
Stop.
Thank you.
Don't do it again now, please. Come away from it.
Thank you.
Can you walk back towards it again?
Could you set it off one more time?
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that. Well, it's been sat there for ages, not going off.
Yeah.
Not the cable, because it'd be going off all the time if it was the cable.
Sorry, that really fascinated me, that did. Because of what we were saying and stuff,
Yeah,
you know?
no, so it was like.
It was like, stop doing that now, and it stopped.
Could you
Twice.
Could you approach the machine if you were a patient here? Okay. Were you a member of staff here? Okay. Were you here when this was a workhouse?
Oh, that was
What was that?
that was like here.
That was like the.
Yeah, that was like.
If that's you in there, can you come back out to the corridor for us? Can you walk towards this device?
That was
If
nuts.
you wouldn't mind. If there is something here with us, just walk back towards this and see if you can set it off again. We've got no responses to the questions that you asked. So it must be something else, maybe, if it is something. If there is something here, can you just make that little machine go off again for us, please?
And if you do, we'll turn it off. Yeah.
What the fuck, man?
Who was that then?
Yo.
Sorry, that was me.
No, the
Yeah, no, that was like a.
No, that wasn't me.
Oh,
the step. Then it was.
Yeah, there was like someone saying something.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, I see you step, but after.
That's crazy, that is. I said,
Well, that's you can't ask for much more of an intelligent response than that, can you?
Thank you.
Can you try and move the device?
Yeah, can you try and... If you can make those lights go on and off, which you can, which is very clever by the way, can you... I know. Right. Can you try and move that little black box?
yeah, so we have had some pretty good stuff tonight. Like when we first started downstairs in the ward, which was pretty amazing. As soon as we started that spirit box, we started hearing the noises above us, then the noises coming down from the other end, you know, in that little box room with the ward, and then you guys started to come on because you were like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, we heard it going off on the stream.
And when all this shit was happening, I was like, oh, here we go again, you know, with Carl, and all this crap starts happening, and you probably chilling out, it's like, oh, here we go. But it was legit though, man.
We were hearing things, that's why we thought, well, I said to Justin, said, if stuff's going off, we'd better go.
Go on a bit of that action.
Well, I mean, the thing is, it was all accounted for.
Well, that's the thing. And we were hearing what was going on as well. I mean,
and we was all stuff like as still as possible. Do you know what I mean?
But I am glad that we did come up here because, like I say, this is one of the areas I did want to focus on after I made the video on our channel and the man top, because I had no idea about the picture. Because when I was doing my alarm vigil, I did show the picture, but I just thought it was like a cool little shot because it's just like a picture. It wasn't until I was editing the footage where the owner told Griff that the picture moves around. So when we was coming here to do the 2 days, I was like, I want to do something in this area just to see if something still is lingering here. So thankfully we did come in here and we've had some interesting responses on the REM pod. What it is, I don't know, but it certainly caught my attention, I suppose all of ours. If it was truly paranormal, you know, that's another question, but it was reacting pretty intelligently.
Yeah, well, that's it. Yeah, the questions obviously
on multiple occasions. That's the interesting thing about it.
That's the thing which I think, even though we don't use REM pods, for us that's the most interesting thing. You know, it's not going off because, you know, one of us has got a mobile phone. It's not always on. It's not it seems to be reacting to what we're saying, to questions that we're having for it. So
it's been sat there for a number of minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes without going off at all.
Yeah. There's nothing in that corridor that would have made that go off, that as far as I know, because it was sat on that floor for 15, 20 minutes whilst we were in this room, nothing happening. All of a sudden it wanted our attention, basically, it seems. So it's good.
Pretty amazing stuff, definitely. So it's going to be interesting, obviously, what the rest of the night brings, and also, you know, tomorrow as well, to see what we get, because, you know, with locations, I've noticed, you know, you go to them, you don't get nothing, you go back, and then it starts building. You go back another time, you know, it's like as if it's getting either used to or, you know, building the energy somehow. I mean, you're not always guaranteed paranormal activity, but, you know, it just seems when you revisit buildings, it does seem to build up some way, shape, or form. It's quite interesting. But, you know, the ultimate question is, you know, does it exist? But we'll never know. You come in here, ask more questions. You know, loads of questions, and you get little answers, and you just
myself up basically for all the questions.
You come with 5 questions and leave with 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Yeah, it's
I think that's that.
been great, you know, it's been different, you know, usually it's off a phone, we've got full quality stuff going on right now. We've got a 100-metre rope. We've got it all going on tonight, so, you know, cheers for the invite. And
Cheers for coming along, guys. Yeah, it's been great.
So make sure you head over to Paranormal
Brilliant.
Truth. Also, if you've not already, which you probably have, head over to the Ouija Brothers as well, and that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, and also check the links in the description for the merch. That's it.